Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alchemist, and I'm going to teach you how to get the Dual Destiny Exotic quest and complete it. There will be tips for those who already know what they're dealing with, as well as timestamps below. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. For starters, you need to clear maximum overthrow on 3 locations: the landing, the blooming, and the impasse. The spots that are covered with my marker are the areas that you're supposed to go to, but for brevity's sake, I'm going to cover them in depth here. As for the landing, once you defeat the maximum overthrow boss, you go to the caves and destroy your Witch Keeper. This Witch Keeper will have crystals that do surround him. Destroy those crystals, take down the shield, and get to whacking him. That's 1 down, 2 more to go. Next up is the blooming. Near the area that you spawned, you go inside a cave. This is landmarked by a huge crevice as well as a white pillar of light for the Exorcism quest, and you will know that you are going the right way because you will see purple crystals within the caves. Keep moving, take out what you need to do to release the shields, and kill the Witch Keeper here too. Lastly is the impasse. My homies killed it a little bit early, but after you kill your overthrow boss, you head to this location right here. Do whatever you need to release their invulnerabilities, and knock down the Witch Keeper here as well. With all 3 Egyptian god cards, witches that are defeated, you will visit this glowing pillar within the sky. This one is colored green, but this will lead you to the refraction. Move a little bit forwards, and you got to do a little bit more until you can access the quest. What you have to do is go forward, clear out ads until a subjugator spawns. Damaging these subjugators heavy enough will trigger them to drop an orb, in which you return it to their respective plate. Ideally, you would like someone else with you to do this, but if not, you just grab the 2 balls yourself and put them in their respective plates. Once done, you are finally able to access the Dual Destiny quest, which will need 1 more player in order to complete it and get your class item. I'm going to be as thorough as I physically can, as it's going to be nuts. But first things first, I would like you to pause and either take a screenshot of this image. Shoutouts to Nerdorado and Itznon for their hard work. So firstly, when we spawn in, we'll get either dark aligned or light aligned. We then step on the corresponding plates to dark or light. Then afterwards, you will take your descent below, and then you will start traversing all the way, dealing with ads, and getting to your respective wells. If you are light side, your well is nearby the shield. You just go past the ogre and past the ads and look to your right. You'll be able to see it, walk in, and then for the dark side, you're going to have an alternate route. Now, go to your left, keep going, clear out ads if you need to, go to that corridor and step on your well effectively. Once this is done, you'll be able to disable the shields that are present, go through the cavern, and on to the next encounter. For the next encounter, your goal will be to decipher and select the correct runes in order. For this first encounter, the light player is responsible for killing their serval centurions and releasing light motes. When these light motes are collected, they will reveal a symbol. Once you've collected enough motes, you'll have those symbols that you will need to tell to your Dark Guardian. These symbols need to be explained in order. Fortunately, the podiums read left to right, so you'll be able to give the commands to the Dark Guardian every time. Now for the Dark Guardian's job. Their responsibility lies in killing the Serval Knight and collecting the Dark Motes. These will reveal nodes that you need to shoot in order to continue further. Once you get all your motes and all is revealed to you, listen to the symbols that the light player gives and shoot them in the correct order. When done properly, this will allow you to continue further. But however, this is only the first phase. The next phase, you will have to switch roles. This time, Dark will be deciphering the symbols and Light will be shooting the correct ones. Darkness will kill their knights and collect their motes until all symbols are revealed and then explain it to the light side. The light side will again kill their centurions, and this time fire at the correct order that was given by the dark side. When this is done correctly, we'll switch back 1 more time, with light once again doing the deciphering, and darkness once more doing the shooting. Everything here stays relatively the same for both players. The light partner will stay nearby the podiums, wait till the centurion spawns, kill it, wash, rinse, and repeat until they get all of the symbols intact. For the darkness player, I would recommend that you make your ascent after you're done collecting your motes upward and hop into this penthouse that I'm appearing in right now. This will allow you to see your symbols once you have maxed out your motes of dark, and will allow you to shoot the callout ordered once again by light. Once this prerequisite is finished, then it's on to the traversal site. Slowly make your ascent towards the actual areas, slip through the small crevices, and eventually you'll get to the area that is desired. Next up is our well encounter. and this is where you slowly approach areas that have wells. This is the darkness side. It's not too hidden. Keep making your ascent up, following where I go. So these first 3 wells are going to be very easy, and then you'll have to switch sides with both you and your light partner to get to your final well. Here is an in-depth area on where to go to make sure that you head to the darkness well. Here's the route that darkness players will take to go to the main platform route. Light players, you are certainly not forgotten. Here's your passageway to get into your light pools. You will slowly make your way up this certain corridor area. Feel free to jump here as the crevice is deep enough for you not to slip off the map. On your very right, you'll be able to see a well. Next to that well, you'll be able to see a platform. Keep climbing all the way up, and you will see a third platform occupied by enemies. You'll clear them out and make your way towards the platform. Now that you've completed all 3 wells, it is time for you to switch over with your darkness partner. Just follow the corridors in which I am going into as a light player. Jump on this small ledge that's sticking out, and you'll see the well right before you. Just jump with it and make sure you and your darkness partner are synced up. A much easier pathway will open up for you. Just climb it all the way up and you will fight the darkness enemies. And then after you defeat all these darkness enemies, you'll be able to start the encounter. I'm going to speed this route up because you only need to relatively know the area, as this jumping puzzle is mostly linear, like most of them regardless. Once you've done all the jumping that you can do, we rally our flag. Once we combine ourselves with the wells, we'll begin the next encounter. This one is relatively the hardest to grasp, but we got a few tips and tricks in order to make it as easy as possible for you. So in the middle of the area, there are some fragments connected by resonance energy and some not. The ones that are not are 3 in total. Your 3 and your partner's 3 are different, and we need to use both to find the remaining 3 that we will need to shoot. But first, we will differentiate these into individual numbers. I decided to go 1 to 9 in a clockwise motion, meaning that 1 starts on the left and ends on the right. Now, I'll show an example of what I'm talking about to provide further exposition. These are the number notations that I was talking about. They're all numbered 1 to 9 and left to right. My fragments that don't have resonance energy flowing through them are fragments 5, 7, and 9. My partner will tell me his 3 numbers that also don't have resonance energy flowing through them. And my partner's numbers that don't have fragments flowing through them are 2, 3, and 8. This leaves numbers 1, 4, and 6 to be shot. How do we shoot them, we ask? Well, the person that kills the tormentor will get a buff called Harmonic Sundering. Once they get this buff, then the person will fire at the correct fragments. Repeat this 3 times and you're finally out of the chamber. Now, I know that if any of you are like me, then visualizing numbers will be quite the task. What I'll do is I'll write the numbers 1 to 9 on a piece of paper. I'll do this 3 times for the 3 encounters, and I will cross out my numbers as well as my partner's numbers when they're called out. This will allow me to better visualize the 3 numbers that I need to shoot in order to complete this encounter. Now for a small platforms encounter. For this encounter, it's relatively easy as you just do the things that you've been doing all this time. What I mean by that is you clear ads, step on your respective plates, and then move forward. Once you get to the last plate, you'll get to deal with tormentors, clear them out, and now it is bossing time. So after you've dealt with the hordes of ogres, taken thrall, and tormentors, you both will stand on your wells and then continue to the last area. Smack down a well and prepare yourself, Guardian. This encounter asks that you prepare for everything so far, and then some. So, without further ado, let's cover it. Step on your respective plates and begin the encounter. Now, this encounter has 2 bosses that you'll need to deal with in order to get your prize. This one is a stasis subjugator named Expector Selin. Damage him until he gets into his first shield gate. Once this happens, 2 wizards will appear. Both light and dark players will end up killing their wizards, with light communicating to dark the symbols that need to be shot. Light partner should be sure to read the symbols from top to bottom to dark player's area. Dark player will then search for their symbols, and once searched for, they will be shooting them down in order. Once this is done, their barriers will fail, and then you're on to the next damage phase. Once you clear out their next bar of health, they will go into stasis, and the next subjugator will appear. Knock down the Strand Subjugator's shield gate, and now it is time for Dark to reveal the symbols and Light to shoot them. Once this is done, knock him to his second bar, and now they're both in stasis. Now it's time for the clock encounter. When you reach the clock, you are going to lay waste to your respective wizard, clear out any Grim or any other enemies that may be bothering you, and then it's time to get to reading. There's 12 fragments on each clock, and resonance beams will come out of 4. Your partner has the same endeavor, but one of them will be the matching one. Each teammate, one at a time, will have to call out 4 numbers, and the one number that's matching, they have to shoot the respective fragment. Do this 3 times, and you'll be good to go. Now, the window is quite tight, with 3 to 4 seconds to spare. However, there is a cheese. It requires a second monitor, a smartphone, and Discord. One of you will stream the clock, and the other will tell where to shoot. This lowers your chance of failure drastically. It also takes the fear off of memorizing a clock. But with that, you'll do all the 3 correctly, clear out the Grim that enter each time, then it's back to basics. Both the subjugators will come out of their barriers, and it's time to kill them one by one. Personally, I like to focus the stasis one first because he is the most lethal. Each subjugator will be on its last bar of health, so you can be able to finish them one by one. If you perform the clock puzzle quick enough, you will be able to defeat the subjugators without issue, at least when it involves time. I would strongly recommend picking off these ogres as they will kill you, and delaying the time you get back into the fight even further. Once this is done, walk up the platform and step on the wells individually. Then you'll be dragged into a fun PvP minigame where you decide either to kill your friend or make peace with Mercy. Either way, this is a fun break from the actual pressure, and you get to select your rewards right after. But with that concludes the guide. Be sure to like and subscribe, and have a good one.